Hello friends, welcome back. It's finally here, the last war of the season. We will end up in Gold 1 as we've been sitting here for quite some time. Today we're taking on the Older Gods, alliance I've never seen before, which is nice. We've had a few rematches this season, but this is a new matchup. And for one last time, we're going to go in with the trusty trio, Void, Warlock, and Namor. We're on path 1. This is a Starburst Angela. Going to go in here with Namor so that we can return any of the Starburst degen damage to her. Angela, nothing really special with her interacting with Starburst. She does have that regen that pops up, and I can't really remember at this moment what causes her regen to trigger. It might be like a debuff or something. Plus it looks like she has willpower going, so really the goal of placing her here, I think, is just to extend the fight as long as possible, and thereby inflicting the most amount of Starburst damage to you. I tried to just hold my special 3. I don't really know why I was holding my special 3. Maybe just to get the Fury buff to make the fight go a little bit faster. Unlike with Psychic Thorns, I'm not going to heal up any significant amount of health with my SP3. Maybe I kind of mixed up the nodes momentarily there. So either way, we've got the passive Fury up, and you can see we are hitting quite hard. Bleeds are doing their work, and we didn't take too much damage on that fight, so pretty happy with that. Alright, next up we have an Aegon on Psychic Thorns, and this has Limber and Quick Nullify, which I don't really care about here. So going to try and parry as little as possible here with Aegon for 2 reasons. 1, because he has the Limber node, of course, and 2, because when you hit into him constantly, he gets those Fury buffs, and he can hit pretty dang hard if he hits you even into your block with those Fury buffs active. So I don't think the fight is going to last long enough for us to get to our SP3 and heal up. So I just launched my SP2 there and finish him off that way. And I'm pretty sure that should have killed him. I don't really know what happened there. Yeah, the coincidence of him just ending up at 1%. I see that happening more and more frequently. So, all right, up on section 2, we've got a Nick Fury on Masochism. We're going to go in with Warlock again because Namor's bleeds will be triggering Masochism quite frequently, and Namor is an Avenger, which will cause Nick Fury to start with a certain amount of tactical charges. So I've had mixed results using Warlock on this fight in the past, but I have to say that this is probably the best Nick Fury fight I can remember having with a non-mutant champion. I manage his tactical charges pretty well. I think he only tags me with an SP1 once. So we push him to the SP2, which is perfect because now we can get him out of his unblockable phase with an RSP2. Got the armor breaks up, which is nice. So he throws a heavy, which is great. He doesn't throw that SP1. We get him out of the unblockable phase again. So we are in good shape at the moment here. I'm not really sure what's causing him to get 2 tactical charges per hit. I just noticed that now, actually. So here we're trying to do an intercept to get a combo off and push him out of the unblockable phase. I think he tags me with one of those like dash forward, reverse intercept type things. Rather than throw his SP1, he again obliges with a heavy attack so I can go in, and there we go. So now he is being power drained from our debuffs, which is great. We push him into the second phase, and now I can again push him right away over to his SP2, which is perfect. So usually I want to try and bait a little bit more. I should have probably gone in there. I didn't because I didn't want to give him extra tactical charges while he was still degenning. I wanted to kind of wait, and let himself deal his own damage as much as possible. But I probably could have gone in there and punished it. I should have also finished my combo there and gone into an SP2, but that's okay because he again obliges with a heavy attack rather than SP1, and down he goes. So really good fight, I think. Happy with how that turned out for sure. Alright, next up we have a Buffet Havok. This is Child's Play for Warlock, but we are going to heal him up with a potion. Just one. No need to heal up to full because I can probably do a Havok fight with Warlock in my sleep. Alright, so Buffet is going to steal my armor up buff and somehow get parried at the start there. I'm not really sure what happened there. I don't know if he did double medium and I was just too slow going in or what, but anyway. So I think I've talked about this before. So even though Buffet is stealing my armor up, which is why Havok is probably on this node, Warlock is constantly going to be power draining Havok via debuffs that I'm placing on him. The armor breaks, the weakness debuffs from the Resonate Mastery, and also when he hits into my block with a non-contact attack, which is like his first medium and I think another one of his lights, he also gets power drained. So even though I'm kind of losing my armor up buff at several points throughout the fight, I still don't have to worry about the plasma detonation. So again, Warlock counters Havok in several ways, so there's really little chance that he is a serious danger, unless I get tagged with a heavy, I think. So, all right, last up on section 2 here is a Hulk Ragnarok, also on Buffet, and no Indomitable, so we're going to go in with Void here and try and regen his health. This was the next morning. I considered doing this fight linked the previous night while I was still boosted, but the health pool was like double, so... I thought, maybe with reverse healing on Buffet I could probably do it, but I decided not to chance it. Didn't decide to boost up for this specific fight anyway, so it kind of worked out anyways. We got a Petrify up early, which is great. Still waiting for that second one to come up. Despair putting in work with the extra debuffs that we have on him. And then just like any fight against Hulk, you just got to watch out for those smash icons and then just sit back and parry. So it becomes much easier to do this fight, or any fight with Hulk, when he can be parried, because you don't have to get your openings in other ways. Alright, got Fear of the Void up, but Hulk is pretty much dead at this point. And then one more intercept. That was pretty close there. I think he was smashing on that hit, but the intercept killed him, so I lucked out on that final hit for sure. Alright, moving up on Boss Island, we have another Havok. We're going to heal up Warlock 4, pop in two potions for him. This is unblockable SP1 and I think increased physical resistance. So we're going to have to rely heavily on the armor break debuffs from our SP2 in order to get our damage in, because our basic attacks, since they're physical damage, aren't really going to be doing much. And you can see they're barely doing 500 on a light attack, less than 500 rather on a light attack. So the degen and the armor breaks are really how we're going to be able to do this fight. We don't really care about the infections too much, as there's no regen in this fight, but the infections does allow us to power drain him and get that extra little degen damage. So every little bit helps for sure. And again, we don't have Havok has no way in this fight to steal our armor up debuff. Can't really talk today. So we don't have to worry about detonation at all. We can just go ham on him for sure. I think later on in the fight, I'm not really worried about timing out or anything, but I try and stay a little bit more aggressive just to get more hits in as I can here. Try a few backdrafts here. That one doesn't work. He just sits back and holds block. I think I try it again here. Yep, that one works. And twice it works in a row. I'm not really sure why I stopped there. That was weird. Anyways, one more SP2 should do him in. This fight has again been pretty good. Any fight with there's almost no combination that you can put on Havok that makes Warlock ineffective to him. Even that crumbling armor node in the one variant is pretty easy with Warlock. So, all right, the last hurrah, last war of the season. This is almost a solo, so you can see somebody went in with a rank 4 torch. They requested first shot at the boss. The war was already lost at this point, so we were allowed to experiment, I guess. So we're gonna go in with here with Void, and this is what the third time I think this season that I've fought a Doom boss with Void. So we got 3 up and 3 solos for sure. So. Yep, we got the degen up early. Petrify was the first debuff up, so we don't have to worry about the aura. Was it Hazaroth, I think? I don't know how to pronounce it. That might be right. Aura of Hazaroth. He's being a bit stingy here with his SP1, and normally if you guys have watched my previous Doom boss fights, you know that I always screw up an SP1 dodge, but in this fight, I got all of them perfectly. I didn't miss a single SP1 dodge. I didn't take a single hit in this fight, so pretty good for my last fight this season being such a good one. So bait out this other SP1. So again, with Void, he has he's a natural counter to the Aura, which is probably Doom's most annoying feature on defense. As long as you keep a Petrify up, you pretty much negate his more annoying abilities. And again, we don't care about the buffs from Adaptive because Void's damage is almost entirely from his degen, which is direct and doesn't take into account any resistances. So pull off a nifty intercept there, and now we're going to bait out another SP1. Fear the Void up and about to reproc here in a few seconds. And this special one was timed well, but not intentionally. So I probably should have held off for another beat just to give myself a little more opportunity to get that debuff up after Fear the Void hits. So I'm paying more careful attention to when I have the shock debuff on me, because if you kind of play too close to Doom when you're shocked, he's just going to passively stun you and slap you into oblivion. So there we go. One more SP1, I think, does it. And boom, and down he goes. So 3 Dooms, 3 solos this season. Really happy with how that went. And yep, back up in Tier 5, as you saw with the Siphon Tactics active. The Alliance could not pull through. This was our last war of the season. Low potion usage. My kill count was up, no deaths, which is great, and we finished the season 3-8. This will be my last war with Rogue Tech with this Alliance, so I am going to be leaving as soon as Alliance War rewards come out, and I'll probably make a more in-depth video kind of explaining why I'm doing this and kind of what's next for me, what's next for the channel. But until then, go ahead and hit that like button if you would, please, and thank you. And leave me a comment, let me know how your season finished up. And thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.